Hey, so how's it going, everyone? This is Jose Trujillo, once again coming to you from the art studio to talk about some awesome stuff. And this one is about are you using the power of momentum? Uh, it's one of those words that it's just it's thrown out so much, right? We hear it with all the self-help gurus and all the seminars. Those of you who attend seminars or read books about self-help, life, success, that kind of stuff. The Oprah Winfrey, or the O channel, that kind of stuff. It goes together with that mostly, right? It's become a big buzzword, and I myself, just like the next guy, I heard that word over and over. I thought I understood it. I took notes on it. I wrote about it in my journal. I even put a post-it sticky on my mirror. And because this whole idea of success really is what I've been after for years now. This whole idea of it first started as how I can create a better lifestyle, a better lifestyle for me and my family, and then it started moving into how can I become a full-time artist, and it's morphed, but it's nevertheless more or less it's been the same thing, right? It's just kind of morphing, but it's success to me, right? What my idea of success is, and because again, right, like, as I mentioned in other videos, success, as we all know, it's personal. What it is to me, how is it going to look for me? And I've heard this idea of momentum. Of course, it comes from mostly said right from Newton, right? The pendulum or whatever that. But it's one of those things that I think that we tend to think about, we talk about, it gets passed around. I know that I was very much interested in all of this stuff. I don't know if it was that I didn't attend the right seminars, maybe I didn't pay enough. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I was younger and I wasn't ready to really understand, what momentum was. Maybe I still don't. I don't know. Maybe I just imagine that I do. But I've come into a place where I've realized what it is more and more. And I've heard it 1,000 times. And I know it's so cliche, it's so simple, it's so obvious, and I think that's why it gets missed. I think the most obvious it is, the more we will miss it. We will tend to miss it. And I mean, this is for artists, and if you're not an artist, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. But if we apply it into our artwork, into our journey, then we will reap its benefits, because this promises benefits, right? We all hear it, right? If you gather momentum, then the momentum will start carrying you, right? Because it's cause and effect, right? I'm speaking low because it's night. It's night time, and I've been a little worn out from today. But that's really what it is. No, it's cause and effect. So you do something and it creates an effect, right? And over a series of that, you start creating that what we know as momentum, right? Something that it's now being carried itself, almost with very little, kind of like the domino effect, or I don't know if the domino effect will be momentum. Who knows? But I know that we all heard this idea of momentum, right? You start doing something and then it starts carrying you. Some sort of power picks up, attraction, or whatever you want to call it. So this thing has ringed in my head for a long time, right? Well, what is it? And I think that I spent so much time trying to figure things out that I worn myself out of that. What I've come to realize is these obvious things, such as momentum, they're experiential. This obvious things that we tend to miss, the reason why we miss them is because you can't learn them theoretically. You have to apply yourself. They're experiential. And I spent a lot of time like either trying to, go after my goals and my success, right? Very hard, very, strong, and I, just fall on my face and then get up again and then, clean myself up and then run again and then fall off on my face again all over again. And what I mean fall off on my face is dropping this momentum, right? Because it would swing for me and then I would just kind of drop. And so I did a series of, not a series, but I started thinking, right? I started, like most people, but in this case it was me, blaming my upbringing, maybe blaming myself, blaming my upbringing, but blaming, right? Like trying to find out who is it aside from me that this is why is this happening? And what I found out is that momentum is not something that you can understand theoretically. I guess you can, no, that's why they have books and all that. But if you really want to rip its benefits, it's hands-on, if you really want to see it. Because it really comes down to this. The more you do, the more you can do. I told you it was obvious. It's very obvious. The more you do, the more you can do. And when I found myself not producing, whatever that is, right? In my life, it might look different than in yours, but it's the same thing. It's production, right? Whatever you do in your 24 hours. When I find myself not producing, I realize that I've contracted and I'm doing less. And now I'm afraid. And now I don't have control. I'm not, what's that word? I'm not, I don't know what the word is. But I don't have the faith, right? I've told you guys before, I don't know if you've seen some other videos, but it's trust. Painting is trust. And not just painting, but I can see it in painting, right? When I'm painting, I can see that the way I flow, it's because I trust it. Because I know I've been there so much that now I got to a point where I start trusting it. Now the momentum is carrying me. And every time I find myself in a situation when I feel like I'm kind of down, things are not happening, I've noticed that I've retracted. That I've contracted. I'm sorry, making up words again. I've contracted, and the only way out of that one is start doing things, whatever that is. The more you do, the more you can do. Find yourself, next time you find yourself blaming something or someone, or something went wrong, or you don't have enough time. We all say stuff like that, right? We're always saying stuff like that. If you're honest with yourself, you will find out that you may not be doing enough. And we all have different goals and different, ideas of what enough is. But there needs to be a traction happening. And if that traction's not first created and then maintained, it can't just be created. It has to be created and maintained. If it's not created and maintained, you will continue to fall on your face. Like show up on in the studio for a week and then not show up for 2 months. It's the same reason why people show up in the gym on the month of January, and then 60-70% of the people that show up in January won't go again. It's the same reason. There's a moment, there's a traction happening. If we don't create that traction, it's not. We won't see it. We won't reap the benefits. And I know it's so obvious, but we will even blame all kinds of things. We'll blame character. We'll blame this. We'll blame that. And things play in there. But what I found out is that your outflow, and this I've learned from one of my mentors. Outflow is king. Outflow is really he calls it the holy grail. And I thought that it was just outflow, but it's continuous outflow. Because the more you do, the more you can do. I'll leave you with that. I know I've stretched this one, but I thought that this one was very important to point out and to share with you guys. For those of you who are in the journey of your success, whatever that is for you in your artistic life, and you feel stuck, you might want to look into that. That's it's a game changer. I'll leave you with that. Bye-bye.